had some guys that have done a really good job. Obviously, we won't make any hard decisions until we get ourselves back. We'll never make any hard decisions of who's where and what's all going on. You know, the depth right now, everybody kind of rolls in and out. But we've had some competition has been very good. So just as far as personnel's been going through it right now, the guy that's probably stood out for us in a positive way, that hasn't played very much football at all, has been Saquon Hampton. He's really done some nice things for us, and so that's been a big plus for us. And right now, to be honest with you, with Saquon and everybody else, is that I don't know him well enough. We don't know those guys well enough, and to say you can evaluate them right now would be very hard because it's a brand new defense. Everything's brand new, and so some guys don't get into their groove for a while. You know, all of a sudden you wonder why things happen, how teams all of a sudden what happened. You know, when did they take off? Why did they take off? Well, some guys can jump into it and it hits them quicker, and sometimes it takes a while to be comfortable with all those things. So right now I'm very pleased with our effort and our attendance. We had someone miss today because of a funeral, but other than that, a safety did not miss a snap all spring, and so we got better because of that. Just because, trust me, you know, we always talk, you know, don't confuse accomplishment, you know, attendance with accomplishment and stuff right there. But if you're here every day and you practice, you will get better. It's just a given. So the competition is heated, but very cordial as far as everybody helps each other out. There's no one hoping, oh, I hope he gets beat deep, I hope this happens or something. Everybody's on the same page, so it's been good.
What have you seen specifically out of Saquon?
We use the term a lot of time in Coach Ash, in our culture here we talk about A to B, and that's just movement. That means how fast you go from A to B. That has shown up the most. That he just has that sixth sense of just when the ball's thrown, the thing's going, the play's live, the ball's snapped, he's moving, he's on the go. He has very good coverage skills. We play him some at the nickel spot a little bit, so he has some areas there. And he's, in my opinion, he's very football intelligent because he's the only person right now that's dual learning the spot as far as nickel, and he plays free safety and can play strong safety also. So he has the most on him right now. Him and Andre Hunt have the most on him mentally, and he's able to handle that. So that's been a plus. And from what we've seen, everyone has had some missed tackles, but he's tackled very well. And we've made it very clear to the group is we've had a lot of first conversations. But the one thing that is clear to them is that if you don't tackle, you don't play. That's just pure and simple. You have to do a lot of things at safety, but if you don't tackle, and you don't have the ability to get people down, and you're not interested in being in the fight, then you don't get a play.
When you talk about you guys moved Chaffee and Hester from where they were last year, what did you see that said they're better at this spot? Maybe
I didn't know we moved them. We did. I didn't know that. I have no idea what you're talking about, so I didn't know we moved them. So they just came out and played safety like that. So I have no idea if they went from that whatever they're doing last year. You couldn't say they moved because I don't know what they did and what was a free safety, what was a strong safety, if it's field boundary. I paid no attention to last year, whatsoever. Spent no time trying to evaluate them off of last year's film. We'll figure that out on our own.
So what made you say? I mean, obviously you guys had to line them up at one spot. So why Chaffee? What makes Chaffee the better strong safety? Forget last year.
Yeah, right now I wouldn't say there really is a better strong safety right now. I said that there's not one. We have certain guys that run out there at the ones, like say like today, Kai was with the ones a lot in our indie package and that. And so he's been in and out with the ones. Chaffee's been in and out with that for us right now. So like I said, we really don't have a spot for him right now. But Kai's got tons of reps with the ones this spring.
What are the things you're looking for from those two spots? Like, what's your strong safety? What do you want to see out of him? What's your free safety?
To be honest with you, the skill set is so minute in the difference. There really is. The reason we kind of label them is because it allows them to limit the amount of techniques they have to play. If you just play right and left safety right there, then somebody has to do everything. Sometimes if you can adjust them by free safety, strong safety, you can help minimize the amount of techniques they have to play. We know that everyone has to understand it because it does go back and forth on some things where you have to know it, but it does allow much more repetition for I do this much more than I do this. This is my role. This is that type of thing. So some people just play right and left safeties and different things like that, and sometimes we're too high, sometimes we're one high. There's all kinds of different things that we do with them. But for the most part is it just cuts down on mental things that they have to be able to do.
How does Ronnie James look moving to safety?
I've been very, very, very happy with Ronnie. Like I said, he missed a day with the funeral. He has played a lot of football with us this spring. He's not really played much football to this point at all. He was a corner, moved out there. There's a lot of moving parts for him right there. The thing that stands out the most is his movement and his willingness to tackle. So he has that part of it right there, and he can run. Some of the concepts right there, he still has. We all have work to do on. Those things will come to him a little bit more and more. But he's an all worker, an all in guy, and like I said, I'm very happy with his progress.
When you talk, Coach, about cover 4 quarters coverage, what are the safeties' responsibilities in that?
Well, some always ask me. Sometimes we'll go to a coach's clinic and they'll say, "Can you explain cover 4?" And I'm like, "I'd be glad to. It's going to take 8 to 12 hours."
Okay. So in like 45 seconds.
It's kind of like that. So, in the end, like that, they're going to be responsible for. They have a lot of dual things. That they're going to have vertical responsibilities on certain people, and usually the number 2 receivers. Could be wideouts, could be tight ends, could be however it plays out. And they're also going to be very heavily involved in the run fits also. That depends on that. It's all by formation when they are involved in the run fit form right there. So when you're in a split safety type of look and some things that we do, those guys right there, their skill set has to be so high. Just for the fact that when you have a chance, you might have number 2 vertical, and when you make a tackle for 3 yards, that's a lot of things going on. So that's it. But that all comes down to strong eyes, is the term I use, and the thing that we're looking for is guys that are not eye violators. We had some eye violations today, and that's one of the hardest things that happens in football is you get tired like that, your eyes wander, and that's where your errors come is in the eye violators. And so we talk about strong eyes and our key reads, and that's why we wonder it's not junior high football. See the ball, get the ball. It's not kind of see it snapped. He runs, he's got the ball, so I go get him. There's sometimes where it might be a run, and his key says I've got nothing to do with the run, and that's correct. And so there's some things that go with it right there. So, but the best part is right that is that allows us to match some routes aggressively, but at the same time right there, there's a lot of things to it by formation. So you can kind of call it a check defense because every time they come out in 2x2, it's this. If it's 3x1, they're this. If it goes to empty, we do this. But that's been since I guess like that my first year coaching football, whatever it was in 1990 or whatever it was right there. It was exactly the same. And so the exact same. I had the same conversation with Coach Osborne in Nebraska at that time. It's like, what's all these checks? There's some things you got to do to get lined up.
You kind of some experienced guys, and some experienced guys. Are you curious to see how they handle?
Extremely curious. Yeah, Saturday will be good because no matter how you cut it, it is a spring game, but it is on TV. It's on national TV. So we'll see that. With some people, how will that affect them at all? That's good to see. I'm as curious as can be to see how they play and how they perform and how it goes down in the future. How this thing goes right there, because everything that we do with these guys right now, for them and for us, is new. So they're talking about, okay, we have the spring game. We've been Coach Ash's detail system is unbelievable, but they've never done it with us. It's just kind of like we talk about when we play Washington. They've never got on the plane with us. They don't know we got to explain to them how to dress, how we travel. Everything we do is everything's new like that. So yeah, my curiosity is peaked, to say the least. Like that, I don't know if it's curiosity sometimes or just concern like that, but that's part of being a DB coach. So
you say you didn't obviously look back at much film last year, but you inherited a bunch of guys who were freshmen who were thrown into the fire, and obviously their stats weren't very good. How was their confidence when you took them over? Did they need some building up, or were they okay?
They were very willing. Was the first thing. I think that was the thing is like that is just figuring out. It's kind of like being an alcoholic. You have to figure out where you are. If you're rock bottom, and then okay, now we got a chance. So, and I'm saying that we were rock bottom, but it does get a chance to evaluate where you are and where we are. Because and if you just went sheer numbers, they weren't real good last year as far as what had defensively, what had to be done. So we had to be able to build from that. But like I said, there was never a time like in our meetings where it's like I saw this all last year from you because I never saw it last. Because I think that's really bad on how to teach a young man as far as like that. So somebody jumping in and being like that's over with and it doesn't help me. There's no building off of that whatsoever. And so what I like about them is they're just very, very willing. It is nice that they've been thrown the fire state because I talk to them all the time. We talk about how we stress them out here. We stress with the pace, how we go from drill to everything is stress. And then I ask them, well, let me ask you like that, how hard is it on Saturday night when you're playing against Ohio State or Michigan? The guys that played, it's really hard. So you see our method, and they get it. They understand that we're trying to prepare them for this fight they're going to be in, mentally as well as physically, to be able to do it. Because you break mentally usually before you do the other part, just all with little things. So that might be answer your question a little bit there.
Final question?
All right, thanks guys. Appreciate it very much. You bet.